Hi there, welcome to this video. I'm just out practicing with the rather superb Hoverair X1 and I wanted to show you what I think is an excellent tough storage solution. This is the LOMO Drybox 19 and I wanted to share this with you because a lot of content creators and wild campers and backpackers are using the Hoverair X1. And you want to be confident that your investment is going to be protected. You can't always choose where you need to place your camera down. So muddy paths, perhaps on a rock in the middle of a river. I just hope it doesn't slide off in a partly frozen waterfall. And I want to know that the camera will be fine. If the contents aren't too heavy, it'll even float. I haven't tested this yet. So yeah, that floats fine. The heavier battery at the top has caused it to flip, but if you didn't have that in, or you had the battery at the bottom, it would float upright. But I'm confident that that's going to be keeping my Hoverair X1 perfectly protected. I've been practicing with the Hoverair X1 and I even used it last weekend on my mountain wild camp in the Northern Lavo, and it was absolutely fantastic. But I wanted to make sure that I had a case for it that would keep all of the little gadgets together, the charging station, a spare power bank and the drone itself all safe. So I went hunting around for some alternatives, and at first I tried the sandwich box solution, which was kind of okay but not great, and I looked at the Hoverair X1 case itself and it's very nice and pretty Gucci, but not great for the average UK wild camping environment where you're going to have leaf mold and brambles, mud, rain, sand, all manner of rubbish. So at the end of this video I'm going to show you the dimensions and how I've kitted this out, and there's a link below in my gadgets section where you can buy this from Amazon, and currently it's only $14.99, which is absolutely incredible for a box that will protect and keep dry and fit perfectly the Hoverair X1. So I've just dropped this in the river and it's dried off nicely. There isn't an IP rating for this, but LOMO say it'll protect the contents in modest immersion. For instance, if you drop it into water, there's a tough wrist strap on the side and that's going to be strong enough to carabine it to a bag. We've got a long, strong plastic clip, and when I open it there, I've got a battery, excuse that's just my damp hands, that fits in the top there, and you can see that the Hoverair X1 fits perfectly. I've got the little storage bag, USB cable and the double battery charger with two batteries inside. Now the fit for that is absolutely excellent. It just slides in, and to protect something like this you don't want any rattling around, and I think probably what I'm going to do is to velcro this battery in the top so it'll stay there. Now there's a silicone seal around the edge here that you'd have to maintain, and I would suggest testing it occasionally to ensure waterproofness, but in my test so far it's been absolutely excellent. And that just closes there, clips shut, and there's absolutely zero rattle from the contents. Absolutely brilliant. The Hoverair X1 is a fast deployment camera, and using the system with the box certainly doesn't slow it down. So open up, switch on, let it do its checks. Just wake up, the gimbal spins there. Check the current mode.
Zoom out.
Okay. And away we go. It'll confirm the setting, do its thing. Takes a second before it starts recording, and then out we go, 1.5 meters out. And then when it's got to that distance, it'll fly back onto my hand. Switch off, fold, in the box, click and go. Fantastic. Let's finish off with the features and a closer look at the LOMO 19 dry box. Now LOMO say that the length of this is 170 millimeters, and I would agree with that, but if you add the strap attachment points at the end, that's more like 185 millimeters. I would agree with this is 130 millimeters deep, and the height is 85 millimeters. So there's the tough strap on the end, and this is how this system works. This 12,000 milliamp hour power bank fits nicely in the top, and I've bought several of these for the kids and myself, and it works pretty well really. It's got a power indicator on there, and if you press and hold on the side there, there's a handy torch feature. It's got USB-B, micro USB and USB-C, and 2 out ports there, and that fits really nicely there, but unless you've got a very compact one, the charger doesn't fit that to charge it in the case, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but it's the right depth and fits perfectly in there. You could always take it out and charge in your pocket. And you can see that the Hoverair X1 fits rather excellently just in there, just a very gentle persuasion with no distortion of the rotor cages. It fits in beautifully. And I've also got in there room for the case in case you wanted to put it in a pocket temporarily. The USB-C charging cable is in there, and the charging station. Now of course you could use this for other objects should you wish, and you can see the internal length there is 152 millimeters. The internal depth is 83 millimeters, and the depth there is 55 millimeters, and you've got an additional 12 millimeters of depth that side in the lid. So it's fairly lightweight and robust when empty, and I'll just give you the weights now. So in its empty state with the strap, it weighs 337 grams. With the Hoverair X1 inside, it weighs 640 grams, and the power bank, for which I'll put a link below in the gadgets section, that weighs in total 857 grams. Now this has been a fun look today at this box. So, but please have a look out coming up on my camping equipment playlist, because I'm going to be doing more on the Hoverair X1. I'm actually going to be doing a full wild camp review to see its application there as an addition to your wild camping fun. And also I've got a friend, Jason Friend, who's collaborated with me before, and he is a professional photographer and a professional drone pilot, and he does that for a living, and he's going to have a look at the X1, perhaps fly alongside and give his overview there. I hope you've enjoyed this short video about the LOMO Drybox 19. Again, there's a link below regarding where you can buy that from Amazon, and I'll get a small commission for that, so I hope you buy it from that source. And if you don't, fine, but comment on what you think of this box and whether you've got another application or method for keeping your Hoverair X1 safe and protecting your investment. So thanks for watching.